Hi, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of EchoCast. We are here on location at the Omni Hotel at our Echo Experience 2025 conference. I am joined by a very special guest, a very special learning leader in our community. Andrea Heath is a certified ADA coordinator in learning and development at Lincoln Financial. I have had the privilege of getting to know Andrea a little bit over these last couple days at our event here. And I wanted to make sure that everybody in our community could learn from her as I have, because the work that she's doing is so vitally important. And especially to wrap up the end of our Title II series of EchoCasts, wanted to make sure we were highlighting learning leaders in our community that were really transforming what that experience is like for so many. So thank you, Andrea, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so one thing, that I always ask folks that I'm talking to is, I really believe that the work of making the world a more open and accessible place is a calling. It's not something that you wake up one day and just decide to do. There's a drive and there's a purpose behind it. So if you're comfortable and able to, I'd love to hear a little bit of what drove you to this work, what drove you to this ADA certification, and just kind of how you think about that in your own life personally.
Yeah, so it started at a very young age. I was diagnosed with dyslexia. I have struggled my entire life with reading, mathematics, and had special services to help me all through elementary and beyond, and learning how to accommodate general ed to myself and college to myself. And so having a father that was visually disabled also connected me to an organization, the Lions Club of Michigan, and that's where I worked at a camp called Lions Bear Lake Camp, and we serviced in the summer visually impaired, hearing impaired, and juvenile arthritis. And so being able to work at the camp as a certified nursing assistant and take on various roles, we would learn how to immerse ourselves into the camper experience by putting blindfolds on or various glasses and spending a day of training immersed into what it would be like for our campers, making sure that all aspects of the camp were accessible to everyone. And so that passion just led on and on and on until here I am at Lincoln Financial as a certified ADA coordinator at the bequest of Lincoln because of my passion. And, they're not required to have an ADA coordinator, but they saw the importance of having somebody understand how to accommodate and drive and create a roadmap for everyone that works under their umbrella.
One of the things, when I was listening to our accessibility panel yesterday, and I was hearing the different perspectives of folks who learn differently and also experience the world differently, one of the things that struck me was putting yourself in the shoes of somebody that you don't have the same experience with in terms of experiencing that world. And when you shared that anecdote with me about the preparation for the camp that you went through, that really just struck me, because one of the themes that we were talking about on that panel was this idea of universal design, and how we can make things better for everybody. I know Dr. Marty Elford was on our EchoCast just earlier today, and she was talking about, we need more ramps, less stairs, right? And because ramps benefit everybody. I think that's really impactful and really great that you shared that perspective. What are some of the ways, for those of you who don't know, Andrea also takes advantage of Echo Inc., one of our ecosystem solutions at Lincoln Financial, to help design curriculum that is accessible for everybody who needs that accessible experience. Can you talk a little bit about your process for making sure that everything that you're designing and building is available, open, and accessible for everybody?
Yeah. So we first begin, we use the Echo Inkling doc for all of our proprietary guidelines, operating procedures, things like that for our retail solutions and several other pillars under Lincoln. I find it so very helpful to be able to use it for standard formatting. We have our own standard operating procedure of make sure it's Lincoln branded, make sure it's ADA accessible, make sure the font is this, and we go through our checklist when we create things. And so your platform allows us to, no matter who's creating it, stay within those parameters that we've created, and the documents are very easily accessible. The universal design aspect is a great guideline that is kind of based off of ADA. You know, there's a lot of overlap there. And so when you marry the two together and you have knowledgeable staff and you have competent individuals who can go down the checklist and check on things, you really create a learning environment and pathway that is accessible for everyone and conducive to memory and learning and development.
That's really amazing to hear, and definitely something that I think will resonate with a lot of our viewers and listeners. One of the kind of key differentiators with the kind of learning that you're building, obviously within financial services, within life insurance in particular, it's, you know, regulated and it's an important industry to make sure that everybody is fully aware. So can you also just talk about the nature and the importance of what learning and development actually means for Lincoln Financial in terms of the level of importance and just necessity that it is for the sorts of work that you're doing?
Yeah. So using the Echo 360 Inkling platform allows us to create content, and in that content easily link it to other pages where information needs to be stored but linked together so that the learner and the user, if they're researching a topic for, let's say, the state of Georgia, right, and the regulations behind that state, and there's an aspect that they need to come over. The platform is amazing. It just takes the learner right to it. So again, it makes it easily accessible because as a learner, I don't have to go now and search for that other topic. It takes me right to it. So the linking aspect is one of the easiest and best features. So that's why we're using Echo Inc.
Yeah, and you know, obviously the importance of it, you know, you talked about with Lincoln, but can you talk about also your leadership and just from the top down, the spirit of how it's been created and what that message has been driven throughout the organization?
Yeah, so several years ago, we had a symposium, and it was a learning symposium throughout the whole company. It was very impactful, the speakers talking about accessibility and diversity. Then from that point, really started looking at how do we be more inclusive in things. We have a wonderful platform for our business resource group. There's the Women's BRG, Asian American, people with disabilities, veterans, and so I'm a member of several of those BRGs, and so being part of that community opened my eyes as well to the needs of our veterans and the needs of our people with disabilities, and creating learning and development for these individuals that are my partners at work really then inspired me to start asking leadership, how do I become more involved? What can I do to help? And the VP's suggestions was, why don't you take some classes on ADA, and we'll encourage that learning, and what you learn we'll consult with for everyone. And so it really has been a very supportive journey in retail solutions for myself. My leader, Lynn Dreiss, and John Valikis and Heather Milligan have been fantastic to support and encourage so that we take care of everyone.
We are just so lucky to have folks like yourself being learning leaders within our Echo 360 community. And again, being able to connect with those people in person on the ground at Echo Experience 2025 North America has just been such a treat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But right now, we're actually going to let Andrea go. But everybody else stick around because we're going to be showing some of the specific functionality and specific benefits that Andrea alluded to on the EchoCast episode right now. So stick around and you'll be able to see that. You can access more Echo 360 EchoCast episodes at our website at echo360.com, and you can learn more ways to transform your own learning. Thank you, Andrea Heath, for sharing how Lincoln Financial is leading the way in creating accessible corporate training experiences that empower employees across departments and geographies. And I'm excited to bring to life some of the inclusive practices and technologies that Lincoln Financial is using to unlock learning for every employee, specifically through Echo Inc. and Echo Pathways. As Andrea emphasized during our conversation, accessibility in corporate learning is no longer just about accommodation, it's about inclusion by design. At Lincoln Financial, training is built to meet employees where they are, ensuring that every learner, regardless of ability, location, or role, can engage meaningfully with content that supports their growth and career advancement. To demonstrate how Echo 360 supports this mission, I'm going to walk through how employees have access to training content using Echo Inc. and Echo Pathways right from their laptops or mobile devices. Employees log in from their computer or mobile device and are greeted with a personalized dashboard that guides them through their assigned training paths.
Knowledge training Google not started. 2. Link. 25 minutes responding to catastrophes 5-step start.
This lightweight browser-based experience is designed for ease of access.
You are currently on a Welcome to Lincoln Financial Group. Customer service is number 1. Time to complete. 2. 5 minutes. Is important as all work setting, and they may even be expected to dress a certain way. Play button. Group pause button.
Echo Pathways provides a clear, step-by-step experience. These pathways include interactive video, quizzes, documents, and feedback prompts.
Mark complete. Course steps. Region. Watch link.
All optimized for desktop, tablet, or mobile viewing.
Close. You are currently on an empty group.
The responsive design ensures that content is accessible, keyboard navigable, and compatible with screen readers, making it ideal for learners with diverse needs.
Participate in this instructor-led training with Link. Lincoln Financial Onboarding Session. Instructor, David Kaplan. Join session. Mark complete.
Andrea Heath's work at Lincoln Financial exemplifies how corporate learning can be both inclusive and impactful. By embedding accessibility into every layer of training, Lincoln is helping employees thrive and setting a standard for what corporate learning can be. By utilizing Echo Pathways, Lincoln Financial is experiencing the benefits of transformational learning with the Echo system and exemplifying Echo 360's purpose, that learning changes for the good.